So I can proceed to the next aspect then, since we have done it in note and footnotes. Now I'm coming to a very interesting aspect, pictures. Pictures play a very important role whenever we are looking at working in Microsoft Word. At least I believe pictures have a big role to play in all your documents. You know, if you have a document without pictures, the document looks dull. It needs to have some color, some pictures to make it attractive. So to achieve that, first let's cover up these questions. While covering up only, I will show you all the different features of pictures. Let's start with A. It says brochure 5, insert the fitness assessment.jpg picture on page 1. After the paragraph under the heading, why is a fitness assessment so important? So he's telling us first just to insert a picture. So let's open brochure 5 and insert a picture. And let's see exactly what he's making us do here, right? So I've opened brochure 5. You should be able to see it now. And he says insert a picture over here. Why is fitness assessment so important? So I'm placing my cursor before the text. Why is fitness assessment so important? And okay, let's place it over here. Let's place it over here after the heading. Okay, a fitness assessment is important. Now, after I place my cursor over there, see, I didn't press enter or anything. I just placed my cursor before the text. I will go to insert and I will say insert picture. And it will bring up a window asking me, you want to insert a picture? I'll say yes. I'll go to my D drive. I'll go to where I have saved my entire study material. And here I've got pictures. This is my fitness assessment picture. And I'll say insert. So what it does is it inserts a picture exactly below the heading, and the text is continuing after that. All right. This is what we did just now by inserting a picture. Now, once I've inserted a picture, my job is done. Picture has come. But what is disturbing is the way the picture has come along with the text. Picture is sticking to the text, plus the picture is up, text is down. So whenever you insert any picture, the picture will automatically bring up something known as a layout option. The layout option gives us the option of aligning the text and the picture side by side. So here I can actually try to place my pictures along with the text. So I will choose one of the options known as square. It's magic. Automatically, if you realize, my paragraph is fitted exactly on the side of the picture. All I did was I chose the option of square and my text came on the side of the picture. You feel like moving the text towards the right and having the text on the left. I will just drag my picture. That's all I'm doing. I just dragged my picture. And automatically I got the picture on the right hand side, text on the left. Now, this is one particular type of text wrapping that is for a picture that you have applied. Similarly, when I go here, I've got various options. I've got one other one which is called tight. If I do tight, and then when I try to move the picture, it does the same thing, similar to what I did earlier. But you'll realize something, that the picture is now placed in the center and there's text on left side as well as right side. You can see that, right? Now, if I take out this tight option and if I go to something known as top and bottom will put the picture above my text. So if I try to move the picture, it will not come. Look what's happening. When I'm pushing it down or I'm trying to push it on the right, half text is up, half text is down. There is no text coming on the side of the picture because I have chosen top and bottom. Okay. So I'll go back and take square. Square is the best option because square really aligns the picture very well. So I apply square and I can actually move my picture wherever I want to. I can even place it like this to make my picture be on one side and the text be around it. Now, what I've shown you all is text wrapping, where picture and text can be kept together. And I showed you a few options over here. Okay. Now there are one more option which is known as to bring to front and to take through, and also to take it behind text. If I take it behind text, I'll have a picture which will be behind my text. Sometimes people do that. So what they do, place the picture behind the text. Maybe make the picture a little bigger. Like this. And then they go to format. And under format, we have an option known as corrections. Go to picture corrections. And here you've got brightness and contrast. Here you've got obviously shadow effect. Here you've got the different type of fills. You've got the text box. And you've got over here something known as picture color, temperature, saturation, which helps the picture to become more brighter or make it black and white. And then obviously the crop, which allows you to crop a picture. All the options come up over here in this particular panel. Over here, if I brighten my picture becomes very light. And it appears to be as if the picture is behind the text. And it's like kind of a watermark effect, but it's not a watermark. You just make it lighter so that this text is readable. Sometimes you may require to do something like this also. In that case, you do picture from here, you take it send to back or behind text, and you do this. If you say in front, it will come in front like this. Then this brightness contrast has to go back. So you come back to your original brightness contrast like this. And this is in front of text. So the text behind this is hidden actually. Okay. Which sometimes, very rarely, a person would actually need to use this option because nobody wants to hide the text. Okay. But generally, people use this behind text when they want to show the picture as a watermark behind the text. 99% we use the square option. So the square beautifully wraps around the text. Yeah. Question B says, add a paintbrush effect to the picture of the swimmer on page 3. So just like in Photoshop, you have effects for picture. Word also has got certain amount of effects that they give you for picture. They may not be as vast as Photoshop, but they are few. So as we go back to brochure 5, and there would be a picture of a swimmer over here. There you go. There's a swimmer over here. And he's telling me convert this picture of the swimmer into a paintbrush effect. He wants it to become like more like a painting kind of a thing. So after I click on this, I go to format. I've got something known as artistic effects. Under artistic effects, I've got various effects that I can give to the picture. I can make the picture look like a painting. I can make the picture look like, So here there would be an option known as, this is marker. See what it does to the picture. This is going to make it a little darker and yeah. Over here, I have paintbrush. This is paintbrush. You can see his face and all. It looks like as if somebody's painted him rather than. See, now this looks like a painting that somebody has painted the swimmer instead of a real picture. So you converted a picture into a painting. I can also use various other artistic effects like a grayscale effect like this. It will come up. It takes a little while to apply. It's a sketch, but it's a terrible one. Look at that. It's like scribbling more than anything else. So there are some effects which make sense. This is an interesting one again. Somebody as if with a pencil has just tried to draw the swimmer in a very rough manner. So as I was showing you all, these are the different type of effects that you can give. There are some. This is a very interesting one. I like this one. This texture one. It's more like a canvas, So you can apply different effects to your pictures. This was cool. Go to question number C. He says apply an offset right shadow to the fitness assessment picture on the first page. Now, just like you could apply effects to the picture, you can also apply effects of shadows and other things to the picture also. All right. So let's see what he's exactly telling us to do now. So this was my picture, fitness assessment. He's told me to apply an offset shadow. And he's told me to apply the offset right shadow to the picture. So when I go back to format, I have something known as picture effects. Artistic effects was what I just now showed you. Picture effects. Under picture effects, I've got various options to give to my picture. I can give a shadow to my picture. I can give a reflection to the picture. I can give a glow. I can give a soft edge. I can give a bevel to the picture. I can also rotate my picture. Question says go give a shadow and you have to give a right offset shadow, right? That's what he told us to do. Offset right shadow. So let's see. This is offset center, offset left, offset bottom left, offset top left, top right, top. See, there's so many shadows. Offset right. When I click this, you'll see a shadow which has come on the right hand side of this picture. So many effects that you can give. If you really want to make this interesting, you can go to picture effects and give a reflection also. Look at that. It has a beautiful reflection coming in. You can further go and say, I want to give a bevel to this picture. You can give a bevel like this. Look at that. I give a beautiful bevel to the outline of this picture. So if you see, I'm applying multiple effects. There is a shadow, there is a bevel, and there's a reflection. Like this, I can apply multiple effects. I can go to 3D rotation and I can give a rotation to this picture. That means I can place it in an angle like this. Look at that. It's in an angle now. See, because the arrow is facing this side, so I just gave it an angle. So all these effects that I just now applied were all under picture effects. I used multiple combinations to be able to create this kind of an effect. All right. Question number D now. Now D has got nothing but again something else which is related to pictures only obviously, but it is giving style to your picture. That means you're not changing a picture, but you're placing a picture inside frames. When I talk about style, I'm talking about giving the picture a frame, a ready-made frame, which has been provided by the software. So when I open my file, this was my picture. I feel like giving it a frame. I'll go to format and I will go into picture style. Picture style is showing you all the different type of frames that you can give to the picture. So if I go for this is my rounded reflected rectangle. This one is the bevel rectangle. This is what he told us to give, the bevel rectangle. This is what he told us to do. See, it's like a button, you know, the rounding with the bevel. Or it's like a badge, you can say that way. You know those badges which people wear on their shirts and all? It's like that, like a metallic badge it looks, by giving this effect. So I can give different effects. I can give a circular effect like this. Or I can also give a frame like this. I can give a frame like this, which looks very interesting again. So you can give various types of effects from here. You can give a simple frame like this in white to a picture to make it stand out. And then obviously I can place this picture anywhere I want, like I told you. I can place it in the center also like this. So half text this side, half text that side, have the picture in the center if you want. You know, so place it anywhere you want to place it. And have these lovely effects on the picture. This was our question D. This is one of the most interesting aspects of picture, where I can remove the background of my picture. See, that's something which a lot of people look forward to. I put a picture, I don't want the backgrounds to be there. So we can remove the background. Let's try doing it with this picture. All right. So I'll go back to this picture. I'll click this picture. I'll go to format and I will click on remove background. As soon as I click remove background, you will notice that there's a pink color which is got applied on the picture. Now, whatever is pink is basically the area that's being removed. So right now, all my background, everything is pink. So everything is going to go. But I've got some pink which is entered into my board also. I want to keep this board, fitness assessment. Everything else I want to remove. I just want to keep this board. So this pink that has come inside my picture, I'm going to get rid of that pink. So there's over here two areas known as mark areas to keep, mark areas to remove. So I'm going to mark areas to remove. And I'm going to click on that area. Now see, this is the tough part, okay, which is going to be the difficult part to hold on to, right? Now you tell me, I'm doing mark areas to remove. What is happening? Nothing is happening, right? Because I've used the wrong tool. I've used mark areas to remove. What am I trying to remove? This is anyway going to be removed. Pink color means what? It's going to be removed. So I need to do mark areas to keep. I want to keep this area, not remove it. Remember which tool to use. Huh? Now I will click and watch. It will start working. It's taking out my pink from wherever it can and trying to hold back my gray color. See, it's very tricky. Okay, this is something which is very random. So you have to just go on clicking till it gets the right area which you are trying to capture. Now this happens because this picture has got a very tricky background. It's got a background of the sky which has got multiple colors. So I'm struggling. But if you had a picture which did not have a very complicated background, let's say which had a very simple background like a white color background or a blue color background, you would not be struggling like this. See, I'm struggling now to get it. One wrong click and I'm losing out. Now I lost the entire center part of my picture. See, the whole thing is gone. What is the option I have is only this. I have to just go on clicking till I can be able to do this, until I can get my entire board. This is a tedious task to do, but once you do it, and once you get used to doing this, the result is very nice, because then you get a picture which has got no background behind it, and it can be just a board that you want to use. So more or less, I've achieved it a little bit more, and yeah, there you go. So I just kept clicking, and I've somehow managed to achieve it. Yes, I'm just left with a little bit more. A little bit of pink here, and that's it. And then I should be having a board without, hopefully, the background. It's going to come only with practice. You know, it depends, and best part, it depends on picture to picture. Okay, this is, as I told you, a very complicated picture. That's why we are facing this problem. These few pink dots are not going. I'll be struggling to get them off. I'm just letting it be, and I'm just saying okay for now, just to give her an idea. Okay, I'm just not up, just letting it be like that. I'm saying keep changes. You got everything else and kept this. You can still see a white around it because you had applied the picture effects. I had applied some picture effects, if you remember. I have to not have any picture effects in order for this to work. All right. I have to get rid of all picture effects. Where else have I applied? Okay. So it took out my background and it's given me a picture only. Okay. Now this is a tough one. So I'm going to do is I'm going to get a simpler one to show you how it works. Okay. Just go to online pictures and let's just choose a picture of, let's say, I want to choose a picture of a bird on let's let's say I take white background. See, I'm just searching for to come up. Easy. So I just chose this picture. Okay. And there's a white background right now. Make it smaller. And I will make it square. Let's say I place it over here. Now when I go to remove background, see, it's automatically taken all the areas. Only a little bit of the stick is left, which won't be that much of a problem. And very little of the tail. There you go. And I need to remove this white in between. There you go. Now I say keep changes. My picture does not have a background, correct? But it has white. 1 minute, did I remove? 1 minute, keep changes. Yeah, I removed the background of the bird actually. I don't know why it's not. Let's just place it in front to see the changes. There. There, look at that. See that? This picture doesn't have a background. You can see the bird on the writing without the background now. This picture had a white background, I removed it out. So now you have a picture which can be placed anywhere in your document on any background that you want to place it on. Now I'm coming to question number 13. We finished with question number 12. Coming to question number 13. This is one of the very, very amazing features in Microsoft Word called 3D model. Again, I love this feature because it allows us to insert 3D models in our Word document. So the first question says, in an open space on page 3, insert a 3D model kettleball.glb. So I'm going to bring a 3D model and insert it on an empty space in our brochure file. I'm just going to scroll down my file. And I have some empty space over here. And I want to insert a 3D model over here called the kettleball. Now, generally you would have this file, but if you don't have it, then you can get it also. So when I go to insert, I have a 3D models option. He says from a file from online source. So if I go to from a file, let me check. I don't think I have it in my folder. No, I have the visor. I don't have the 3D models. No, I don't have it here. So in case you cannot locate a 3D model in your computer, you just go to 3D models and go to from online sources. Can you believe it? All these are 3D models, huh? All these. And these are just categories. Inside them, there are many more. I'll just show you. But let me finish this question. So I'll just put the kettle and I'll press enter and see what comes up. This is your CrossFit equipment. So I'll select this and I'll say insert. And it will insert in a minute. It'll just come up. What you're able to see is a 3D model. See that? I inserted a 3D model inside my Microsoft Word document. Now the 3D model has got very interesting feature. It's got a circular thing in the center, and it's got these, obviously, these are sizing. Everybody knows how to make this big and small. And this also, I just taught you all how to align your 3D model.
Okay.
Now, since I've got this 3D model, I told you there's a very interesting center circle over here. This center circle is very interesting. When I move this, watch. Look at that. I'm actually rotating an entire 3D object in over. See that? This is the beauty of a 3D model. You can have it in different angles. You could show your object in an angle like this if you want to, instead of a straight angle. So it's a fantastic feature. There's some 3D models which are available online you can use for Word documents. These are free to use as long as it's not for commercial purposes. Educational purpose and all, you can just use it. There's no copyright issue at all, right? So I showed you how to insert a 3D model. That was question number 13A. I'm going to finish these questions and I'm going to show you some other options in the 3D model, right? So I'm coming to question number 13B now. Here he's telling me to change the size of a 3D model. The size of a 3D model, he's telling us basically just change the model to 2. Now, again, this wrap the 3D model to change the size of 3D model. And if you want to change it at a very specific size, you will go to format and you have the size over here, the width and the height. So you can physically go here and put a height. Suppose it's 5.08 centimeters. So I will remove my old figure and just put 5.08. I don't need to even type centimeters. And I'll press enter. There you go. You got a 5.08 centimeter kettle ball. That's how I change the size of it. To be precise, you have to go here and do it. All right. Now, text wrapping I've shown you. You click here and you choose square and you move your 3D model. It will wrap along with the text. So I could just be having a 3D model kept like this and the text wrapped around it like this. So it looks very complete and professional, right? Now I'm going to show you something which is again very interesting in a 3D model. So as I told you, there are various types of 3D models. Correct? Now I'm placing my cursor over here. I'm going back to insert and I'm going back to 3D models and I'm saying from online sources. Imagine they have avatars and all. If I click on avatars, look at that. They have all these characters you can use in your 3D model, dinosaur man or whatever. But they've got very purposeful also. For example, electronic and gadgets. If you were explaining about technology, you could use these 3D models of cameras, speakers, projectors, stands, a printer, all of them. And all of them are, mind you, 3D. They have got all the 4 angles. So if I was looking at a building, let's see if there's the building sculptures is there, 3D origami is there, buildings. I had various buildings in 3D modeling. For example, if I was looking at the street, make it a little bigger. So this is like a street which is there. And I want to show this in different angles. Okay. So I want to show this in 4 angles. So I'm going to make it a little smaller so that I can have 4 pictures. 1, 2, 3, 4 side by side. So I'm just going to click on this one. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. And then I'm going to move it and place it over here. I'll just move it a little bit here. I'm just showing you how you can have a 3D model shown in different angles, right? Then I'll again paste, I get the third one. And I'll place it over here. And I'll paste the 4th one and place it over here. Now, all 4 are of the same angle. I'm going to change the angle. I'm going to say, okay, this one I want a side look. Look at that. So I'm giving him a side look of the same model. This one I want a top view. So look at that. I'm giving him a top view of the same model. And this one, I want to give a back view. So I'm giving him a full back view like this of the building, or the model, and placing it like this. Just imagine Microsoft Word using a 3D model. I can show 4 different angles of an object, provided the object is a 3D object, an object which is made using 3D modeling tools. So if somebody else had designed the 3D model, that file can also be inserted into your Word document. And then you can describe it so beautifully. Leaving aside this, what I love about 3D models is also I can use multiple objects. For example, now I'm going to get rid of these and I'm making that 3D model a little bigger. And I was creating a 3D model to show that, okay, there's a garden for kids to play, and there's a house here, and I want to show a few objects over here in the garden. Look at how beautifully you can do it. Huh? Go to 3D models, go from online sources, and let's say I pick up a few, let's say I take an animal, and I say I want to show an animal. Let's take something that we can take and put it over there. I need something which can be made smaller and put it over there, right? Let's take a bird, yeah. So I'm getting a bird. So cute, what a cute bird, yeah. And let's make this bird very small, right? Tiny little bird. Look at that, how tiny I made him. Right? And bring him and wait, I'm rotating him. Let me rotate him a little bit like this. All right. And let's show this bird is 1 minute. I'm by mistake selecting the rotating tool actually. I need to select him and every time the rotation tool comes. 1 minute. Huh? And go to the edge and move him. Yeah. Let's say the bird is sitting on this railing. I'm going to make the bird very tiny. Can you believe this? I made it so tiny. I have a bird which is sitting on this railing in the 3D model. Like this. Like this, you can have different 3D models incorporated on your Word file. And you could have a nice little 3D project showing different angles, different things. I just gave you an example. You could be exploring with so many other 3D models that we have. Because we have a lot of them. Just to let you know, when I go here, I have a lot of categories, right? You can also search over here for 3D model. For example, if I was looking for a 3D model of a city, let's see if they have anything. Yeah, these are the ones they have. Yeah, just a few things. They have this gazebo. You could use that too. You could have a gazebo also, which could be which could be just a part of this could be a part of this garden. Could be having a gazebo like this over here. So I can place a gazebo too over here, and if I want, I can rotate the gazebo and place it like this. The entry becomes more interesting facing towards the road. The gazebo is over here like this. Look at that. Interesting, isn't it? Between the first bulleted list and the text, here is what a sample. Insert a smart art graphic using the closed chevron process. The graphic should contain 3 main points: get a good warning, do the main workout, and make sure to cool down. So basically, he's telling us to create a smart art graphic, just like how we insert a picture in a Word document. The same way he's telling us, instead of a picture, I want a smart art graphic which can give some processes or can explain some processes to me. This is used a lot with people who are into manufacturing and people who are into looking at also explaining a particular method of how they created a particular formula for a medical thing, or basically different areas where it can be used. That's where smart art is generally used. So I'll just open this file, brochure 6, and we'll just look at the options. You should be able to see it now. And he's saying insert a smart art graphic in between here is water sample and bulleted list. So ये बोल रहा है इधर करने के लिए. On the first page in between of this bulleted list, and here is water sample. So if I have to insert a smart art graphic here, go to insert and I say smart art. It brings up all the different types of smart art graphics that we can insert. From here, I'm going to choose the processed one because he says I want a processed one. He says chevron close process. So every smart art graphic, if I click it, has got a name: basic process, step up process, step down process. This is the one which he's told me to use, the closed chevron process. And I click on OK. There comes my smart art graphic. And now I've got 3 boxes, 3 text boxes basically. And he's told me to put get a good warning in the first one. So that's what we will do. We'll put get a good warning in the first one. So I'm just going to type this down and then click on the second one, and he says do the main workout. And in the third one, he tells me to put make sure to cool down. So this is how I can insert any smart art graphic I need. Now, when you insert a smart art graphic, as I told you, when you go to insert and when we go to smart art, see, it's very interesting. Every graphic is explained to you. What is it used for? See, when I go to process, and when I go to, let's say, this one, see, he says over here, used to show a progression or sequential steps in a task, process, or workflow, works best with minimum level 1 and level 2 text. Yeah. So this was our question 14A, how to insert a smart art graphic. Everybody is clear, right?
Yeah.
So we can go to 14B. Now 14B says brochure 6, set the color scheme of the smart art graphic to gradient range accent 5. And then add a 3D rotation and off axis to left effect to the graphic. This is basically nothing but adding an effect to the smart art graphic to make it look a little more interesting instead of a very flat one. So I'll go back to this graphic, and there are 2 aspects to it. One, he's telling me to change the color. So I'll click on the outside of my graphic and I will go into design. Under design, I've got colors. Under colors, I've got accent 1, accent 2, accent 3. I'll come to accent 5 and he's told me to take the gradient 1. Here it is, gradient range, accent 5. This is gradient loop, accent 5. This is a transparent. This is colored fill. So I'll take the gradient range, accent 5. This is the one he's told me. So 3 different colors of blue I've got applied. And then he's told me to make it a little more interesting by giving it a 3D rotation of a particular direction. So I'll go back to format in this case. And I've got shape effects under which I've got 3D rotation. Under this, I've got different angles in which the rotation can happen. I'll just go here and see, and each angle will be visible to me as soon as I go on it. So this one is off axis to left. This is the one he's told me to apply. This is off axis right, this is left. He's told to apply this one, and there you go. So he's applied a rotation of left axis 1 to this particular 3D graphic. To make it look more attractive, the smart art, I can also add various things like bevel if I want to. So the whole effect looks like this. See, it's more beveled, something like this. See that? So the arrows become more prominent. See, as I zoom in, you'll see it gives a nice effect to this. See, it gives like a proper three-dimensional kind of an effect to each arrow. So now I can go to question C of the smart art graphic. It says again, brochure 6, add a shape at the end of the smart art graphic. To the new shape, add the text, remember to hydrate. So he's telling us basically to add one more text to a smart art graphic. So when I have created a smart art graphic, I currently have only 3 shapes and some text inside it. Tomorrow want to feel like adding one more arrow to this or removing one more arrow or whatever. You can always go to design and there's an add shape button here. Yeah, that allowed me to type. So this is the way I can add basically any shape I want. Okay, and I can change the order also of this. See, if I do left to right, now it's left to right. Now I'll make it right to left. See what happens. The direction changes. The last one becomes first and the first one becomes last. So after drawing, you suddenly realize कि यार ये उल्टा हो गया था. So all we can do is just click this button to change the direction of the arrow. See. So question D, 14D. I've got a smart art graphic and I have now decided to interchange my shape, in the sense interchange the order. So I feel number 4 should become number 3. When I go back to design, okay, I get an option, move up and move down. Up and down does not mean just moving up or down. Up and down basically means moving the location of your smart art graphic to the left or to the right or up or down depending on the style of the graphic. In this case, there is no up and down because this is a horizontal design, not a vertical design. And because it's a horizontal design, our move up is going to move the graphic one step forward. See that? So remember to hydrate has come one step ahead of the previous one. And the previous one has moved to remove or to hydrate. Yes? Are we clear with this movement? Like this, you can move this graphic or this particular piece how many ever times you want. I can move this forward like this by going again to move up, again move up. So this becomes the first one. If I feel like moving it down, I can again move it down like this. Up and down helps me to move a particular graphic. Okay, it can be any graphic, not just this. It can be even this one. If I feel like moving this one, I can click on this one and apply the same move up and move down. Okay, now this is one thing he told me to do. He told me to move this. So I moved it one step back and got it to remember to hydrate. Now, when I click on this, I also have a button known as demote. You can see over here demote. So if I want remember to hydrate to be inside this do the main workout. For example, I want this to be a part of do the main workout. I will go to demote and you will realize that it turns into a bullet. And that process becomes a part of the second process itself. See, this is how you can alter your smart art graphic. Suddenly you realize कि यार मैंने ये डाला तो है, remember to hydrate. But actually I want this to be a part of this one only. Then what is the option you have? Go to design and say demote. As simple as that. You don't have to design the whole thing again. Automatically becomes a point. इसको अगर मुझे इसको भी एक और point करना है तो again I can go here and say design and demote. तो ये इसके अंदर ही चला जाएगा. Tomorrow you feel like promoting this. Suppose you want to promote this point. So you highlight this point and you say promote. तो ये बाहर आ गया. You feel इसको भी promote करना है. You highlight this point and click promote. ये आ गया. We are back to where we were. See how simple this was? Any given point of time, I can change my smart art graphic by using the demote and promote buttons and by moving the move up and move down buttons. I can alter the SmartArt graphic accordingly. Question number 15. Wait, 15. Yeah. Question number 15 is about screenshots. This is again a very interesting aspect of how and where it's to be used and what does this screenshot actually indicate. So let's say I've got two documents which are open and I want some data from one particular document to be added to the second document as a picture, not as a editable text, but just as a picture. If it's it's a point which has to be referred to, for example, then I can add it as a picture. So for example, now over here, let me see if I've got two documents. Yes, I've got two documents which are open. So I'm opening my brochure 7. So I've opened brochure 7 and scrolling down, and I've got all of this, all the content is there. This guy swimming or whatever. And I feel that I want to add some data from another document. So for example, I've got this document 1 minute now. I'll just put something on this document so that you understand what I'm trying to do. So suppose a document has come to you, and the document which has come to you has come with some pictures. Now those pictures you don't have with you. The picture is come from somewhere else. Somebody has sent you the documents with pictures in it. Let's say there are 2 pictures in the document, and you want those 2 pictures to get added to your existing document. That means I've got one document and I want those 2 pictures to come on this document from the other one. So I'll just show you what I mean by that. Okay. Fine. So I'm going back to document 7, right? This is my document 7, which has got a lot of content. So I'll go down and find a space. Suppose I let me find some more white space. Yeah, okay, here I've got a white space here, and I want to get as I told you, a part of the other document. So I will not do copy paste. Copy paste will do what? It will bring the document in an editable format. I will just want to take a screenshot. So I'll go to insert, go to screenshot, and it will show me the windows which are open according to him. So there's one window which has got this particular folder which has got different names of files, and there's another window of the Zoom which is open. Suppose I choose this. See, it has captured the entire window which was open. Whichever windows will be open, this will capture that window. So it has captured this window for me. Okay. Now when I go to insert and when I go to screenshot, I can also choose screen clipping. When I go to screen clipping, it has brought the same window for me. Perfect. This is the other window which was open, and I want to capture a part of this window. So I will just draw over a part of this window. There, see, look, it came. So how it came? This has come in this Word document. See, there you go. See, this is screenshot, where you are able to capture the part of the other window which is open on your computer in order to put it onto the Word document. So a lot of times people use screenshots for references, just like how you take a screenshot on a phone. This is how you can do screenshots in Microsoft Word. Question number 16 is all about shapes. Okay. Just like how we were doing earlier, pictures, smart art, now we have come to shapes. So I can actually put any shape, circle, square, rectangle, triangle, any shape I want inside my Word document. And I can change the colors, the style, everything. So let's go question by question. So we are coming to question A, 16A. It says brochure 9, format the square shape at the top of the document to have a fill blue accent 1 lighter 80%. An outline of light gray background 2 darker 70%, 75%, and a border weight of 1.5 points. Now every shape is made up of 3 components. Always you need to remember, every shape is made up of 3 components. So as I told you, there are 3 components which are there in every shape. All right. So the first component, as I told you, is the background color for the shape, which over here is dark blue. Second is whether you want to give an outline or you don't want to give an outline to the shape. And the third, what should be the color of the outline? Whether I want an outline, that's the question mark. And then after that, if I put an outline, what should be the color of it? So in this case, he's telling us to apply a particular color and also change the color of the background of the outline and also change the thickness of the outline. So we go to format. As soon as I click on a shape, I've got the option known as format. Under format, I've got shape outline, shape fill. So if I go to shape fill, I've got different colors. Every color has got a name. Blue accent 1 lighter 60%, blue accent 1 lighter 40%, blue accent 1 lighter 80%. This is the color he told me to choose. So I chose this color. Blue accent 1, 80%. Then he told me go to the outline and change that also to a gray. There are different types of grays also over here. Light gray 50%, light gray 25%. I've got light gray 75%. This is the background outline color he told me to choose. Then he told me change the weight of my outline. So when I go back to shape outline, I've got an option known as weight. Under weight, he told me make it 1.5 points. So I made it 1.5 point. And that's how I changed my shape. Background color, outline thickness. The reason this is important is because whenever you draw any shape, it is very important for you to know how to use all these aspects in order to have a correct combination of color for your shape. Inserting shape is simple. You go to insert and you go to shapes and you've got all the possible shapes you can insert. And let's say once I insert a shape, right now the shape is overlapping my text. Just like pictures, my shape also has got the layout button. Here also I can say square and my shape will be along with the text side by side like this. See that? Yes, are we clear with the shape? So this was question number 16A of how to change the color. Now I'm coming to 16B. After you have put a shape and given it color, you want to change the shape only. Suppose you feel chalo yaar, iska shape hi change kar dete. So I'll go back to my document and he's telling us to change it to an arrow pentagon shape. Okay? So I will go up and I'll click on, let me remove this, so it's not required. I click on this shape and he says change the shape. I'll go to format and I have an option over here known as edit shape, change shape. And I've got various types of shapes. From here I have to choose the pentagon arrow. I think this is the one. Yes. And there you go. My shape has changed. It has become a pentagon arrow. After that, I've got these white dots. I can stretch my shape so that I have a bigger shape. I can push this down if I want to make it slimmer. So I matched it with the other arrows. This orange dot will help me to change my arrow to make it more straighter or to make it more like a pencil like this. Look at that. See this, I converted it to a total arrow. So here I'm just going to come back and leave it. So that these are the different ways in which you can change your shape once you have inserted a shape. Okay, so I showed you how to change the shape. This was 16B. Now 16C tells us that once you have changed the shape, you also want to add some text into the shape. Uptown Athletic Club brochure, he wants us to add this entire text. Wants the font size to be 28 and color to be blue. So I'll go back to my document. All I will do is click the shape and I will paste inside the shape or type inside the shape. I'll go here and change the color to blue. This is blue. And I'll go and change the font size to 28. 28 he's told us to do, but suddenly we realize that 28 तो बहुत बड़ा font बोल दिया इसने. अभी कैसे इसको visible करें? So this is what you need to do then. I'll click both the shapes, press the shift, push the two shapes forward in the same line. And as I taught you all, I can stretch this shape. So I get my full text, drag it a little bit down. There you go. I have Uptown Athletic Club brochure written inside the shape. There you go. All right. Then this we may not need. We can get rid of this because I've already put it inside the shape. So instead of keeping the title here, you could put the title inside the shape. You could get rid of this title if you don't need it. He's not told us to do all this, but I'm just doing it. Just showing you all the purpose of it. You just get rid of this and just have this shape a little bigger. So I could have it like this. And I could make both these shapes also a little larger, matching that one. There you go. So I'll end up creating this kind of a heading for my brochure.